In our last lecture, we have seen the plan standards, and today we will gonna see about the DISCO. So DISCO is also an acronym. It stands for data module, input module, system module, calculation modules, and the output module. So let's start with the first one, which is the data module. So module is the place where we will keep our all the transaction data, or like which data we have to import. Let's say if we have given some file, so we need to store that data into a system. So the place where we will store, it's nothing like that. There is a difference between the two, but the module in which we store our data is called the data module. So that there is a clarity that yes, this is the place where I have stored my data. So their name will start with the DAT, or the acronym for data. So this is first one, the data module. Second one is the input module. The input module is the place, let's say if we want to take some input from our end user. That on the dashboard we show some grids or some options where end user can input the value, and accordingly we have to do our calculation. So the place where we will take the input is called the input module. So as the name suggests. So this is here written, it's for designed for user entry, don't mix with calculation output. So this is now the end user's input part. The next one is the system module. So these are the modules which are used for our purposes, for the calculation purpose. Let's say we want to show someone's only a few months data. Let's say we want to show a January, February, March data, and we don't want to show the rest data. So we can create that logic here. We want someone to see something, not other thing. So we can create that type of stuff here. There are many calculation type of thing which we will understand when we build something on our system. So now next one is the calculation module, and this is the place where we will do our calculation. As I told you, I have taken one example of the profit. So we have a revenue data set, we have the cost data set. Now we have to calculate the profit. So to calculate the profit, we can create a module called profit module, or the calculation module. In the calculation module, we have a profit module where we will do the calculation, revenue minus the cost. So all those logical thinking where we have to apply the formulas, and to do the calculation, we have to calculate something mathematically or another thing. All this takes place in our module called calculation module. And system module is a helper module in our calculation. Like system module help us in our calculation. This is the website learnify.com, and here you will find the advanced Anaplan courses. For that, you have to click on this courses. Here you can see we have 3 Anaplan courses: Anaplan Basic to Advanced, Anaplan Extensions, and a package. And we will soon gonna launch Anaplan Connect. So from here you can have your Anaplan journey. And the last one is the output module. These are the modules which are used to show the output on the user experience, or the dashboard, or the apps. Here we will create the reports, or we will create a view to create the graph or the charts. So this is the end users module. They will not gonna see this module, but yes, from these modules we will create end users view. So this is the DISCO methodology. You can say here, this is the graph. Like we have a data module which supplies data to our calculation module, input module, and the output module. We have our input module which take the input from the end users and supply the data to our calculation, because we need the data to do some calculation. And this is the system module, which is a kind of helper module to input, calculation, and output. And the calculation module take all these inputs and results in an output which we have to show to our end user. So this is the DISCO method.